Today's guest is one of my dear friends and colleagues and teammates, Fleur Robinson, and it's pronounced Fleur. And every time I talk to her, I want to speak in British because your accent is so beautiful. Welcome, Fleur.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on a 5-second notice.
That's okay.
And I made you cancel your personal trainer on top of it. Leave it to me to be a wrecking Ralph with everybody's schedule. But that's just real estate. There's no such thing as stability. But we're so glad that you're able to make it.
Thank you.
So Fleur, let's dig right. I have so much to cover and ask and say all the things. You've been with me for
Not that long, since January. Can you believe that?
You're coming up on your 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Dude, it's already been 10 months.
Yeah.
I still feel like it has not been that long.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been longer in the best way, though.
In the best way? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because you're traveling so much.
It maybe, yeah.
And you're seeing the world and you're seeing all the different places. I'm kind of jealous. That's my lifetime, dream journey.
Yeah.
But here you are. And now you're selling real estate.
I am.
And you came from
Scotland.
Okay, so walk me back.
Region.
So tell me a little bit about your background.
I will.
And then how did we get here?
Okay. So I was born in England, the north of England. My whole family are from an area called Lancaster. And
Like Game of Thrones.
maybe, is that in
House
Game of Thrones?
Lancasters.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So was born there. Whole family still lives there mostly. And we moved when I was about 5 years old to Scotland. And I was raised there. And we had a dairy farm. So farming family, went to a rural school, very countryside type living. Mm-hmm. And then, went to college, studied marketing in Glasgow.
Okay. And also in England.
Yeah, no, Scotland.
Scotland, okay.
In Scotland.
So
Glasgow's in
what is
Scotland.
your nationality now? Like what your passport says?
British.
You're British, okay.
British, yeah. Which encompasses both
Okay.
England and Scotland.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
I
then,
didn't know that.
yeah, it's both. Yep. Great Britain is even more of the, countries. Then you can add Ireland, and then Northern Ireland is its own thing. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So I went to college, and then I went and nannied for a bit in France. I've kind of been all over.
In France.
Learned French, then came back and jumped into sales.
Came back in what sales?
Car sales first.
Car?
I worked at Mercedes-Benz.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
In Carlisle, which is the furthest northern city in England.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did some pretty cool things with them. They sent us off to Germany to test drive the new AMG cars on the Autobahn, and a lot of fun experiences with them.
That's amazing.
It's a place of growth.
Yeah. How long did you work there?
I worked there for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Yep, lived there.
And then what happened?
Well, I went over to visit my sister after, a little while. Long story, but she basically she went down to visit a friend in the south of England. This is so random. This is just how crazy connections can be.
Yeah.
She was on a dating app, and she met Jack. And Jack was in the service in England, but an American. And so they ended up...
You can do that? You can be...
An American, but stationed in England. Yeah, as like a Air Force. He's in the Air Force still, actually.
But American.
But an American...
Military
living down there.
Okay, gotcha.
Met my sister. And they dated for like 2 or 3 years or whatever. And then he got orders to go back to the USA, to Georgia. And so they ended up getting married.
Oh.
And moved over here. And now they have a lovely family, and it's the cutest thing ever. But back then, she had been over here for, I think, just less than a year. And I wanted to go visit her. So I got a flight over to visit. And then that was my first time over in the US.
What year was that?
That Oh gosh. Well, that would have been 2019.
Okay.
And then
2019 was your first time in the US.
yeah,
From,
England.
so you came from England.
Well, yes. Yeah, and then anyway, enjoyed it. Went home, wanted to go again just for a little bit longer. So I had booked a trip that was like a month or two long just to stay with my sister and kind of like just take a break from work and whatever else. And that was in 2020, January 31st, 2020.
That's when you came?
The second trip over
When
here.
you landed January 31st of 2020?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So I had my return flight booked. I'm ready to go just a couple of months later. But the whole country shut down.
Yeah.
And so flight got cancelled and I was like, what am I going to do? Yeah. And so I ended up applying for my work permit and stayed.
COVID locked you into the country.
COVID locked me in. Yeah.
Wow. What a wild story. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're in Georgia with your
Yep.
sister,
Yep.
stuck in the country. What are your parents saying? What's your job saying back home?
Honestly, my parents are kind of like a little bit nomadic themselves. So they weren't too concerned. They had already moved to France. And so we, as a family, we were all just kind of spread thin
Yeah.
wherever. Still very close, but just living on all different places. So it wasn't a huge
continents.
concern.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so then you're like, all right, I'm going to be here in the US a while.
Yep.
And then what happened?
So I lived in, I lived in Illinois for a bit.
So how did you get from Georgia to Illinois?
I ended up meeting someone whose family lived in Illinois. And so moved up there with them. But then, and then did one more move down to Birmingham.
To Birmingham, Alabama.
And that's kind of what brought me to this area.
Yeah.
And joined, and as far as real estate goes, one of my friends was a real estate agent that I had met, and I sort of was seeing what they were doing, and it was sales, but it was obviously very much more, self-employed, not on someone's schedule, which I liked. And so, yeah, I decided to get my license too.
What year?
2022.
So we got your license 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
you're coming up on broker status.
Yeah, it
You gonna
feels
take
like
it?
a lot. Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Keep it on the
Maybe I
board.
quite like where I'm at right now, though.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So you got into real estate, then you decided, okay, we're going to stay in Birmingham. You met someone in Birmingham,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
that's going well.
Yes.
And so
going well.
now that you're in real estate, how do you walk me through that journey? Was it
Well-
everything? What people mostly don't understand is when you first get into real estate and you're like, oh, it's going to be this overnight success.
Yeah. and
It's just going to be so easy. Like it's going to be nothing. Oh, it's just you're opening doors for people. Walk us through that journey.
Yeah. No. So when I first moved to Birmingham, I had decided to join a team, big team in the area, and enjoyed that. It was good. But I was ready for something fresh, and so that's when I found you. But I guess we're looking at from like the schooling and the licensing too. Okay. So when you go to a real estate school, it's pretty much nothing like what you're going to be doing in your day to day. Really what they should teach at real estate school is a full marketing degree. Yeah. And
that script review,
videography,
director, cinematics,
everything except for what they teach.
Yeah.
But I will say, obviously, all of the things they teach in real estate school is still very important. But as far as
fraction,
it's a fraction of what you do day to day.
Yeah.
And so that was a shocker for me. coming into the business.
What part has been the one that shocked you the most?
Gosh, that's a great question. I don't know what's shocked me the most about probably the fact that nothing to do, like, you don't look at the contract one single time before you actually get your license.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like all the teaching
That's
goes.
so true.
Well, yeah,
we
you don't look at it one time.
the contract at all in real estate school.
But it's so important. It's like the most important thing.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah. They should probably change that.
Yeah.
Start teach people about the language
and how it works. Yeah,
test them on it.
You're right.
But they don't.
But they don't. You're so right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make a call after this.
Yeah.
You're like, girl, what is this about? It's crazy. So, what does your career look like? Like, walk us through, what is a typical day? A lot of people don't realize how much us agents, and I'm not even talking about team leaders and brokers and firm operators, like just as an agent straight up, what can people expect
In this job
to deal
day-to-day?
with on a day-to-day or on a weekly basis? What do you have to navigate?
Well, everything. Everything that you would never expect that you'd have to navigate. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some scenarios that have come up recently.
So I think a part of it is you have to be psychology.
Yeah.
You have to be able to manage emotions,
Yeah.
expectations.
You are a therapist.
Yeah,
First of
you're a
all.
therapist. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be an offense player. Say, I don't play defense well. I'm an offense player. I want to get ahead of it. I want to see it before it hits me. I want to know what it is. I want to make my play and make my decision and my advice and my strategy ahead of the problem.
Yeah.
Where a lot of agents, I feel like, play defense. We're like, oh, well, and then when it breaks and the ish hits the fan, then we will talk about how we get it back on track.
Right.
That's one thing I do love about you. Like, there's so many times where you'll call me and be like, hey, strategize with me real quick. Think outside the box with me real quick. Here's the issue I'm dealing with. How would you approach it? How would you deal with it? And I always we kind of ping pong off ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, don't deal with it this way. You got to check this client back in. You got to reel them in. They don't have realistic expectations. So I think a lot of people don't realize that it's not just like this selling sunset. Let's do videos with hot outfits and perfect bodies and, Gucci clothes. Like, it's so far from the truth.
Yeah.
What is the biggest wake up of reality that you've dealt with?
Gosh. That the managing expectation thing, that's a huge, hugely important topic that you need to know how to navigate with your sellers in particular. Buyers are a little easier. Sellers have an emotional attachment to their beloved property and they live in it. So that's something that you've taught me, is how to word things in a way that helps them wrap their head around it. So that's probably been one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Have you seen the culture shift between what's like the Europeans versus the Americans? What's been the biggest difference for you?
In real estate?
Just in culture.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and real estate. I'd love to hear the difference.
I want to tell you about French real estate. We'll talk about that. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
So the people are different.
In what
I'd
way?
say that it depends on which region you're at in the UK, but in general, people tend to be less emotional in the UK than they are here. They're very private, closed off, don't talk about money. It's rude. Manners are a big thing, but I think that's also partly how I was raised.
Yeah, but I feel like Europeans just have better manners, and I think America has lost all of it.
Yeah. I think, table manners, a huge one for me that I picked up on. And, people will be like, oh, why do you hold your fork in the wrong hand? Well, it's not the wrong hand. It's just that I would have a knife in the right hand because that's how you hold cutlery. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
But Americans switch the fork hand, depending on if they're cutting or not.
Oh, so you eat with the left fork the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
That's just because it's how I've been trained.
I've been trained.
Yeah, that's how I've been
to
trained.
use my left hand.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could use my left hand the whole time. I feel like I'd flink it by the
You'd
wrong
flick things.
Probably, well, because I wasn't trained that way.
That's true. Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, in terms of real estate, well,
Yeah.
of course, manners. I kind of relate to that because the Arabian culture, although we're not very mannered, we have certain limits that we don't cross.
Do you mean like in a respect
Yes.
kind of aspect?
Yes. We don't have as much manners in terms of like, because our tables are very loud.
Yeah.
And everybody eats with their hands, and you just, most of the time, even sit on the floor. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much like a big hug.
Community.
Very, very big community. It's not so much like, let's use the right napkin, which I also appreciate. That's something I'm still,
Let's bring it.
it's beautiful. And I love the teas and the pinky and all that good stuff. But what I do love is in the Middle East, like part of our culture is very, very mindful of the women. In some aspects, there's also some aspects where it's suppressed for women. So there's certain things that I appreciate about our culture versus the culture that we have here in America. But also how the one thing that I still struggle with is how much people work here.
Yeah.
Like there is no lifestyle or life goals. It's just like
Yeah.
how much can you fit in a calendar and how much can you be on the go all the time? Where in Jordan's like, it gets done when it gets done.
Yeah.
There's not really a timeline, a deadline. It's just like, they'll get to it when they get to it.
Yeah.
You might have to call them 20 times, but it'll get done.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. But here it's like this deadline at this time at this thing, and here's a reminder, here's a text, and here's an email, here, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it is all day long. Granted, we work with contracts that are filled with timelines.
Yeah,
So maybe
exactly.
I feel some of that, but
Well, it's funny you kind of like almost tickled on this topic a little bit, but I was talking to someone the other day about the lack of time off that women get when they've just had a baby. That was a big topic. I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday, but it was just yesterday I had this conversation with someone.
I mean, I worked for corporate America, and I was expected to go back when Aiden was 4 weeks old.
Yeah.
Like, and I cried.
It's like ripping your
all the
baby
time.
away.
It is. I cried all the time. I was like, I don't want to go hand them to some stranger.
No.
And pay them $2,000 a month on top of that. And go back to work, and I'm like crying because I'm still like aching. Like
Yeah.
your motherly moments is not like really healed.
Exactly.
And in Jordan, it's like 6 months.
Yeah, we get a year in the UK.
You get
A year paid. That's what they were like, oh, so jealous of the fact you get a year paid. Yeah, that's what you get.
That's what you get. So if you worked at Mercedes, you could have had a baby and been off
I would get
work
paid
for 1
for it,
year and be paid for it the entire time.
And then you can go back and have another baby and do the same thing.
go back pregnant. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Whoops.
Can't help nature.
Yeah, nature is doing its nature thing. Do they do things for the dads?
Yeah, they get paternity leave and they get 3 months, I think. The dads.
Imagine being at home with you and your husband and your new young family for 3
months.
months together.
And you got 4 weeks. That just blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 2 of it was paid.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I had to use FMLA for the other 2. It's dumb. Yeah. They just, it's the whole thing.
It's a rabbit hole.
There's so much fractured right now in this world. There's so much that's fractured. I don't even know if we can get to it all. But what does next look like for you? So now you've moved here.
Yeah.
You've left everything you've known. Mm-hmm. You did it all for your sister, and then it got you stuck here. And now you're
Yep.
here.
And she lives somewhere else because they got moved.
They did. Where does she live now?
So they live in West Virginia, like almost like close to DC.
Do you
Washington,
think they'll ever come to Birmingham?
No, but I think they're going to get closer to. Well, maybe if he gets out of the service, then maybe. But if not, then they'll be moving closer.
There's a ground right there on Data Drive.
There is
Yes. There's a big
Air Force
Oh, I don't know what kind
because
of
he's Air
it is.
Force.
I don't know if it is. Is it the Air Force? I have no idea.
I would love to get them here though, because they have 2 cute little boys, my nephews,
Your nephews?
Henry and Rowan.
Sweet. How old are they?
Henry is 2.5, and then Rowan just turned 5 months. And I haven't met him yet.
Oh my gosh. You and Harrison didn't make it up there. You just could
I
have made it
know.
up there.
Well, we were on the opposite side of the country, but
That Harrison. He just does what he wants.
he sure does.
He's like, I just feel like he just drags Fleur. And she's like, I'm coming.
Okay, yeah, here I come.
Here I come. I'm coming with you.
He needs someone like that, though. He's very,
Dominant. Driven.
no, not, I wouldn't like say super dominant. He's just, he's very independent.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. He's more like the alpha. He like drives the
He drives
the
ship.
vibes. and
He's independent. He's his only child growing up, so I think that has something to do with that.
It has everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Because you've
I was one of 3.
you learn how to just do and be and go.
Yeah.
Nobody's like really holding you back. I was the only girl growing up.
Yeah?
So I grew up with 3
How was that?
brothers. Terrible.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was horrid, actually.
Did they? Wasn't.
You know what it is? It's like, and I'm going to say this in the most PG rated version that I can. My dad's always like, with these 3 boys, there's only 3 things I have to worry about with them. But with you, I have to worry about 3,000 of those things everywhere in the world. And I'm like, well, you don't have to worry about it because everywhere I go, they're like, that's such and such sister. That's such and such sister.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like people avoided me.
They wouldn't cross you.
Because they were like, no, because they didn't want to get like killed, essentially, because my brothers were very violent.
Yeah.
Angry, just mad at the world. They still are. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Well, sisters fight, just so you know.
Oh,
Big time.
I fight. I'm a fighter. I fight with my words.
Oh, yeah?
But you're not going to catch me in an orange jumpsuit. And I promise you, I'm not breaking my nails on you. Like, I promise you I'm not. Not throwing anything at you, whatever. I fight you legally. Or with my words. One of those 2. Mm-hmm. But yes, my brothers made my life a living hell. Like, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't date anywhere. I couldn't get away with anything. I had to be home first.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went, I had one of them with me as an escort.
So it was like having 2 extra dads
Yeah.
on
4.
steroids.
I had 4 dads.
4.
It was my dad and 3 brothers. It was terrible.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I was very sheltered.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like,
like, she's ready.
That was,
She's coming out.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
We came out of the other end. Here we are. So
I think I need to watch your last podcast, don't I?
you should. I got in a little bit. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the biggest challenge for you adjusting to this culture or this country or even your career? What has been the biggest thing for you?
I think the part I remember the most was when I first came over here and realized I was stuck here. Mm-hmm. First of all, I couldn't drive to start with because I didn't have my license. So I had to go through that process. But there's like nowhere you can't just go out your house and walk in a lot of places. Birmingham's pretty walkable, but a lot of small towns in Georgia are not.
Yeah, you have to commute.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So you can only go so far. You might stay within the neighborhood, but if you wanted to walk to the shop or go catch a bus or whatever, it's not really. And then also, yeah. I don't know. It's just a lot more difficult over here.
Yeah.
There's not as much public transport options or.
That is very true. In Jordan, it was everywhere. There was taxis, there was buses, there's hardly many people had their own cars. Here, it's like you can't survive without it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder, why is that? Because I feel like the population is just as big.
Yeah.
The infrastructure. The short sight of the development.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was a lack of long-sightedness with infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I think if we had some little shuttle trains around here, it would do pretty well. I think the gallery would be busier, everything.
Because you have to drive to everything.
Yeah, because when I was, a teenager, I'm just thinking about this now. When I was a young teenager, I would get on a bus and go to the shops with my friends, go shopping on a Saturday. Whereas every young teen here relies on their parents to drive them to the stores or whatever.
That's interesting. Do you feel like that probably is one of the reasons why they get in so much trouble? Because they get bored?
Maybe.
That's
I
interesting.
don't know. I don't know that kids get in trouble here.
Oh, all the time.
They
we
do?
have one of the highest juvenile rate.
Really? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
From DHR calls and everything else. And I think it has to do with the temperature of the country right now, too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I've heard the temperature in the UK is insane. When it talks about like freedom of speech, like people are literally knocking on people's doors and arresting them for Facebook posts.
Yes.
What is that about? What the heck happened to UK? Are you glad you left?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, honestly, ever since Brexit happened, that everything sort of started to go downhill, even with the currency.
Okay, so explain real fast, what is Brexit?
It's, so the UK was part of the EU, the European Union.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I was about to say United Nations. Don't tell anyone. Anyway, yeah, and then, there was a vote. This was back in 2016, I think, the vote.
Yep.
To
Huge splash went about it. Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was.
So they did that because?
Well, what they did before they did this was they allowed, originally you had to be 18 to vote. Mm-hmm. They, changed the voting age to 16 prior to that vote. And that changed things a lot because they had speakers going into schools talking about it and, promoting the vote and everything like that. And so I think that had a lot to do with the reason that, because the Brexit vote was very close. It was almost too close to go one way or the other. Mm-hmm. But they did it, and, then Scotland wanted to pull away, and they still kind of do want to be an independent country as well. But yeah, I think things have definitely gone downhill over there. Immigration's a bit of a mess as well.
Why is immigration a mess?
We've got a lot of people coming up from Africa and,
Middle East.
Mm-hmm. And walking through Italy and France. Coming up through France is where they're coming, and they cross the Channel. So this was before I even left the country. There was big problems with them. You call them semi-drivers. We would call it a lorry driver or a wagon driver. Mm-hmm. They could not stop 50 miles before the border because there would be people coming and grabbing onto even a wheel arch on the semi-truck
to get a ride.
Holding on to get a ride across, because we have such incredible benefits, which are now no longer super incredible because of
They bankrupted it.
Yeah.
They bankrupted it.
Yeah.
Well,
the system that went down the hill.
Well, but that's the thing. You can't have anything that's wonderful and huge until people take all the benefits of it, but then there's not enough people paying into those benefits.
That's it.
And then it breaks. Everything starts to break. And it's interesting because it's people don't understand how those decisions kind of down spiral to all the different parts. We're seeing it here. I mean, someone even asked me earlier, I think it was Blake, our videographer.
Oh, really?
He asked me, he goes, how do you feel about ICE? Because, my family was raided and deported. And so I was like, I'm kind of split on that issue. And I don't want to get into the political situation, but I'm always intrigued how people lived and grew up. And I kind of wrap it up with this. I don't agree with the government or the nation in whole supporting one side without creating an offset to support the other. So what I mean by that, if you're going to hire 5,000 ICE guys to get the bad guys out, then you need to hire 5,000 immigration processors that can process immigration things for the people that are either standing in line, waiting, or people that are actually good workers that
paying
are honest,
taxes.
they're paying taxes, they don't want to take advantage of the system. They can contribute towards the pot that's giving all those people benefits, but you can't push, 87,000 IRS agents and 0 agents immigration agents. You got to have an offset. That's the part that I'm burned up about a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because then there's no equalizing.
It's like they're not trying to fix the problem. They're just trying to patch it.
Well, it's not even
continue to patch it.
The problem's not going to be fixed. The path of which we're going is not going to be fixed. You've got to create the solutions from both aspects. And I think Europe is starting to see that. I think at first everyone was sympathizing and empathizing with all those people that are getting, they were getting raped and killed and murdered and limbs blown off. And don't get me wrong, it's awful what they're doing. But at the same time, you've got to be able to create help for both sides. But I'm glad that you're here now.
I'm here.
Would you go back?
Would I go back?
Or do you think you're here to stay?
I think if I was to go back, it wouldn't be to the UK. If I had to live somewhere else,
where would it be?
It would either be France or Switzerland.
Switzerland. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. You are?
If I was going to live anywhere in Europe, No, if I'm moving to Dubai. That's where my heart is. But if I was going to pick something in Europe, it would be Switzerland because it's just absolutely gorgeous.
The people are great too,
and everything is very neutral. Like it's
calm. It's the most calm place ever. Yeah.
Do they have immigrants going there?
Yes, but their immigration laws are very strict. I think Germany's experiencing some issues with immigration as well. But Switzerland have been very strict for a long time. You have to you've got to put a certain amount of funds into an account before you can move over there as well. But yeah, not Germany.
And that's how they're breaking up the monotony of people that are abusers and what have you.
That's right.
Fleur, how can people find you? I think people need to see our happy Fleur on social.
Thank you.
You're doing great on social, by the way. Your videos are amazing. I think you're great. And I think we're going to just absolutely fall in love with you. We're glad to have you on the team. But how can they find you?
Well, let me check what my handle is now because
it's AREC compliant.
Yes, of course it is. Good. What, my handle?
Yes. What is your Instagram handle?
It's at Fleur_Robinson_realty.
Okay, so Fleur is spelled
FLEUR.
I said
Yeah, it's weird when Americans say my name like I say it though.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're...
I instantly start mocking you. Aaron's like, why are you making fun of her? I was like,
it doesn't feel that way to me.
I'm not making fun of her. I'm adapting. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's an immigrant thing. You rednecks don't know anything about it. I know. All he knows is how to twang that English.
Yeah.
I do love that guy. But Fleur, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And until the next time, you guys, catch you on the next episode of A Cup of Joe. Thank you.